I want to talk to you a little bit about sumps on aquariums today. I see online a lot of times that people talk about them, have heard about them, read about them, but seem confused by them, don't know what they're all about. So I wanted to kind of go over my sump and talk about the parts of the sump and how that works. This is my 75-gallon reef aquarium. I'm going to kind of start by going to the back of the aquarium here. You see that box back there? That is called an overflow, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on the front and from the top as well. So we'll come around here. I've got a screen top on my aquarium, so you can't quite see all of it. We'll look at it from the front in the aquarium here in a second. And should be looking at the overflow box in the back that we looked at from the side a minute ago. Come back to the front, and this is what you have on the inside of the aquarium. Essentially what you have is a box on the inside. Generally we'll have teeth up at the top like what you see there. That's where the water goes in from the aquarium into that box. Then you have a siphon tube of some sort. Some of the styles are more of a flattened type siphon as opposed to a round siphon. This is a little bit older style. And then you have the box on the back. And that box will have drains, a drain or drains on the bottom. Pull the curtain back here. You can see that right there. So what will happen is the water flows from the aquarium to that inside box, sometimes called a skimmer box. It is siphoned from there into the overflow box on the back. This is a hang-on back style overflow. There are also drilled overflows. You'd have a similar box on the inside, but instead of having this box on the outside, you essentially just go to a set of pipes. Now you can see my pipes go pretty much straight down. And we'll go around to the front. And look up under here. The larger pipes you see there are actually the pipes coming down from the overflow. I'll come down around here, drop right into these filter bags. I'll put a little light on there to help you see it a little better. The filter bags are just mechanical filters helping to screen particulate matter from the water, and it goes down to the reservoir here. So the sump at its most basic is actually just this box. What water is drained into. And over here on this side, there are a pair of return pumps on my sump. So most sumps will use just one return pump. I chose to use two just for redundancy and to give myself a little margin of error should there be a failure on one pump. And those just return the water up. You can kind of see how the pipes go up. And then if we come back to the back here, you can see how those pipes run. There you can, there they are. Run along the back, come up the side, and return into the aquarium there. So that's the sump at its most basic. Now, so why would you have a sump? It is, again, it is basic. All that's doing is circulating water. Now, kind of going back to some of the other equipment that you saw in my sump. This is kind of the workhorse here. This is the protein skimmer. You can see the bubbles there. It's just been cleaned recently, so not generating too much skimmate at this point in time. I've got another pump down here that's just pumping the water into the protein skimmer. The froth from the protein skimmer picks up dissolved organics, creates a foam that'll go up into the neck there, into the collection cup, and create a nasty brown fluid. Sometimes green, depending on what's going on in the water. So that's the workhorse there. My sump happens to have another mechanical filtration tray right here. So that's just a filter pad and kind of basically a plate with a bunch of holes drilled in it. And that goes down to some bio balls, and then there's a screen. So that's a mechanical filter again right there. Also in my filter I have yet another pump, and this goes to a set of dual reactors. They're kind of hard to see. But I basically got two canisters back here running series. So you got the hose here, it goes into them, and that runs through some carbon and granulated ferric oxide, and then returns back out to this other hose you see here. So the sump also is a good place to keep your heater. There's my heater down there. I also happen to have on mine an auto top-off system run by an aqua lifter pump. So I've got this other little reservoir off to the side, holds about 3 gallons, and that picks up my makeup water so I can keep a constant specific gravity in the aquarium. So what happens is when the float valve gets too low, it turns on this pump. The pump moves the water from here that I've also got Kalkwasser mixed into, and moves it into the sump to keep that water level constant, replenishes calcium for the reef aquarium, and keeps my specific gravity constant. So that's the most fairly basic sump. Some other sumps may have some other equipment in them, refugiums, may have some other types of reactors, Kalkwasser reactors, etc. But that's my sump. I hope that helps you to understand what goes on with the sump. It helps, the sump itself helps to add water volume to the aquarium to give you a little bit more margin of error, and gives you some other stuff to work with. Thanks a lot.